This is a Scrying Sports Network 8, the Alt Show, special presentation. This program contains graphic violence, harsh language, bizarre sex acts, and copious drug use. Parental discretion is advised.
Open up your ear holes and get ready to receive Sex, Drugs, and Saving Throws Part 2, Baking the Law. The Mithril Maidens are back together along with their new tour manager, about to take on their deadliest gig yet, a baking competition. It's like the Great British Bake Off, but with magic swords, magic missiles, and magic mushrooms. Now on with the show.
All right, welcome to the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers podcast. I'm Matt. Turkey Edition. And I'm your co-host for episode 4 of our newest actual play podcast, Baking the Law, which is a follow-on to our Endless Harvest and part of the Sex, Drugs, and Saving Throws story arc. The characters in this story are not your typical heroes. Instead, picture your favorite 80s heavy metal band with all of their flamboyant personalities and bad habits thrust into the fantasy world of Dungeons & Dragons, where they try to land their next gig, their next score, and more groupies, and all the while trying not to get eaten or killed. Which I guess is the same thing. If you like what you hear, please subscribe.
Right. Don't close any doors here. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, shaming.
If you like what you hear, please subscribe, like, or follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Please drop us a review on Apple, Podchaser, anywhere you listen to us. Or you can pick up some merch at our website at the www.slash
whitehouse.org
at whitehouse.com. Whitehouse.com. You can pick up some new merch. But no, at www.theaarpgs.com.
All right, look, just say the word out. One of the devices that you own is listening and is just going to bring it up anyway.
Right. Yeah. So let's meet our band of self-absorbed but always in tune rockers from the.
God!
Are you talking about the players or the characters?
I'm talking about.
I got a little bit of
sweet
something.
Singers here, right?
Someone needs to write you some new copy. Jesus
Christ.
Well,
I'm always looking for. All right, so the members of the Mithril Maidens and their amazing and wonderful manager. In fact, we're going to start with the manager today, Malcolm.
Hi, this is Malcolm. I'm playing Orin Killroy, the half-elf Twilight cleric who happens to be stuck managing this crew of misfits and miscreants onto fame and possible glory. Definitely a couple of misdemeanors and possible executions, but it's going to be good, and I'm getting it. They told me I'm getting paid.
how is it now that I'm just getting that you're Killjoy?
I don't know how. I do not know how long it's taken you.
Oh my God!
Mostly because it says Killroy.
It's Killroy. Sorry, Killroy. Sorry. Not Killroy. It's R&D Killroy.
Okay. All right. Now I feel better.
It's a 3-drink minimum tonight to play at the table.
I was like, sorry. Yeah, it's Killroy.
You should probably change to Killjoy. I like that better.
Yeah, I do too.
Killroy. I mean,
good.
That was his
all the other episodes.
Like also, do you guys? Oh God.
Also, a good Canadian sci-fi TV series. Just saying that. I'm just throwing it out there. They put out some good
Killjoy?
stuff. No, the Killjoys, I believe it was.
They have TV?
The Killjoys.
Yes, Canadians have TV, and
they
it's
invented
okay.
cable television.
Their sci-fi over the last couple of years has gotten they put out some really good shit.
I think their only show is Letterkenny.
Oh.
To be fair.
To be fair.
All right.
Fair.
Tier, you're next.
So I'm here. I'm disgusted with my American colleagues for not embracing Canadian culture. I am playing Rain Northshine, Fae Arcane Archer Rogue build, and the lead bassist for the Mithril Maidens.
Awesome. Nathan.
Hey.
Sunday, Monday.
That's a callback, by the way. But yeah, I'm Nathan. I'm still not the DM. I'm playing Echoes of Banter, the Eladrin monk, bagpiper, who's also a deviant. And I learned a new power this week on Twitter, so I'll be using that.
Awesome.
Are you playing Quiet Mouth?
Is it how not to die?
No.
Is it called a belt that keeps the pants on?
It's a new blunt weapon.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine that an elven one would be kind of pointy, though.
You imagine that a lot?
You're imagining it long enough to be considered a bludgeoning weapon.
It is when you use the rest of the elf as part of it.
Is it wearing a fursuit when you imagine it?
Don't shame me. Don't shame.
Kupo.
Anthony Cooper here. So I am playing the part of Gromarsh, the band's singer and living toxicology report. I think I said that right.
Toxicology. Well done.
So Matt, you said something in the intro. You said something to the effect of, if you're listening and you like what you hear, please subscribe. And so my response is, if you like what you hear, seek medical attention as quickly as possible. But hit that subscribe button. All right. But,
Smash it.
We are ready.
Pound it.
We are ready for action.
Awesome. Chris.
I'm Chris, and I'm playing Zulja, the half-orc drummer of Mithril Maidens, and also Canadian.
There you go.
There you have it.
Missing tonight is Sean. So Holgrim will be played either by someone specific or it will become a shared endeavor. I'm not sure which, but Sean couldn't be with
Whoever
us
the mood
tonight.
strikes that particular round.
My name is Gunny Holgrim.
Also known as Captain Fury.
Yeah. And
All
like
right.
Bruce Banner, I'm just angry all the time.
Yes, all the time.
All right, so where we left off, the group had gone out for their first baking challenge was the muffin manticore, where they've been, their task is to go out and cultivate parts from actual manticores and incorporate them into a tasty and delicious breakfast muffin. The group went out. 3 teams were split into 3 different valleys, sort of desert settings, where the Mithril Maidens battled a trio of manticores. They were able to kill one, they maddened one and blinded another, and eventually Gromarsh was able to intimidate one of the 2 surviving ones into surrendering and allowing them to carry off the carcass of their 3rd friend, while Rain had stealthily slipped into one of the other nests and acquired some loot and some eggs. The group returned back to the main fairgrounds along with the other teams to cheering crowds, and they have led you back to the kitchen area as you are still sort of dragging this dead manticore behind you under the watchful eye of your guard, D. Snyder. And so you guys return to the kitchen area, and you can see the other 2 kitchen areas. Immediately next to you are the feebler elves, and they're sort of floating this carcass in. And further down away, you see the hex pistols, and they're dragging it along, but they seem to be having a little bit of trouble as one of their members seems a little out of it, a little spacey, seems not doing so well. You're not quite sure, but something happened in the battle, but they seem to be a little out of it for sorts. And you kind of come in, and there's sort of the crowd's cheering, and out at the pulpit, you see on the far away the high priest, Judas, sort of rises up, and the crowd kind of gets quiet. And he says,
Welcome back, teams. I see you've all returned in one piece and with your pride. And now we will move on to the next part. Can you take these monstrous creatures and turn them into something that we would all love to eat for breakfast? We're going to judge you on the following things. We call it the eat, execution, appearance, and taste. You'll have 1 hour to create your masterpiece for our judges to taste. And at that time, we'll see who wins the high points for tonight. Are you ready? Are you ready to bake the law?
And the people start screaming.
I'm glad they're screaming.
I shudder.
Lord. Yeah,
Which one are we executing?
I don't
And,
know yet, but apparently our kitchen's missing like cooks. I mean, that's
Right.
what my full kitchen has, like bakers and people who do like food things. I mean, not the sexy food things, but like the unsexy food things. Never mind.
Also, Gromarsh.
He turns
And now a message from our sponsors.
and you sort of see the mages with the scry balls kind of move over to one of those side stages again, and you see what looks like a storefront with a series of like wild hats, crazy hats all along the wall, and suits of armor, and what appears to be like gear, like adventuring gear, ropes and backpacks and everything, and an outlandish man in a foppish hat with great big purple and green feathers and a striped suit comes sauntering out onto the stage, and he says,
Hey, it's Crazy Matt's Haberdashery and Armory Emporium. Our prices are so low, we're practically giving it away.
and he smacks one of the suits of armor, and like the face piece kind of like drops off and hits the ground. You see one of the little Puffletons come running out and grabs it and goes running back behind the stage. He says,
Hey, you need lightly used adventuring gear?
he holds up a backpack that's got like a hole and clearly like a blood stain in it. He's like,
Hey, we're practically giving our stuff away. Just come on down. We've got everything you need to go out and risk life and limb. So come down to Matt's Crazy Haberdashery.
and like the sort of the scryers go flying off and all that.
I feel so gooder about this.
Right. I want to thank Matt Orr at Captain Iron Ore for submitting the commercial idea for us on Twitter. Much appreciated. All right, so there's the second commercial. And then you guys get it. So basically the way this is going to work is you have an hour, not in real time, game time. And so they're going to judge you on execution.
Will take much longer in real time.
Right, probably much longer in real time. So the idea is execution is how well does the dish match with what the competition is, right? So at the basic, it is called the muffin manticore, right? So whatever you guys do, partly that score will be based on how close your outcome matches what the task is. Appearance, clearly how appealing does it look? And so the execution part will be largely narrative. You guys can tell me what you want to do, what it's going to be, what your kind of dish is. The way appearance is going to work is, and you can have different people roll, is you're going to roll insight, do an insight check, and that is, so insight is sort of like your kind of your insight into what you think the judges
Reading
based
them?
on reading the judges, reading the crowd, understanding probably culturally maybe what would be acceptable or would be attractive. And then performance is sort of actually like executing, doing all the details. It's sort of a performance art. Food is art, art is, so there'll be a performance role and an insight role. And then taste, is it pleasing to eat, right? Does it taste good? And part of that is going to be the physically like making it happen. So there's going to be an intelligence role for like being smart enough to put it all together, work it together, and a dex role because you're having to, not spill stuff or whatever.
No,
So
I would assume that we're not allowed to use prestidigitation, so I'm going to just put that ring away.
Don't assume. Never assume.
never assume.
I'm going to assume, but still use it. But anyway.
You have that thought, and you kind of hear a noise, and you turn to your left, and you see the three old feebler elves. They're sitting down there, and they're really not doing a whole lot. You see a couple of them like mumble or whatever, and you start seeing very like dim outlines of figures begin moving around the kitchen and getting pots out. They have summoned a horde of unseen servants.
Damn
They're
it.
like,
I was hoping they were undead. Well, I was like, turn undead. I'm like, all right.
so that's basically that's the mechanic. So we'll start with and then kind of narratively, you guys can decide what your product looks like at the end.
All right. So I'm happy to do the insight, guys. I'm your manager. That's what I do. You guys do the performance part.
I can assist with the insight.
Dexterity.
And
Dexterity.
I mean, we'll figure out who's going to sleep with which judge to get the taste part taken care of. But that's later.
All right, so let's go ahead and you're going to insight, and then you said Echo is going to assist.
Yep.
So in this, it's different than other systems, right? So
Does that
give advantage?
It gives you advantage, yeah.
Gives you advantage. All right, so why don't we go ahead? So first of all, before we get to that, let's tell me, what are you guys going to make?
Why am I rolling then?
You don't have to roll. You can roll.
I'm rolling.
Space 20. Before we get started.
Yes.
You said that the other thing I pulled out of that nest was a scroll case.
Yes.
What's on that scroll?
You sneaky little
haste.
Four-winged.
Okay.
All right, so you can keep those rolls. So first, tell me about what you're going to make.
Right, lads.
What you're going to try to make.
Huddle up.
Wait. Well, here's my thinking. I'm thinking I want to read the crowd as what they're looking
we want
for
to read
to
them
eat.
first.
Like, for instance, if they don't happen to be a frittata group, I'm not going to, go down that path. But if they want us to do, a seared breakfast sirloin sort of thing where pastry, or a roundelet of cheese. Meat pie or something else. Or
I like meat pie. I like frittata. I like all this.
So I figured Orin and I would kind of be checking out the crowd and seeing
So check out the crowd, see what they are hungry for.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
And
trying to eavesdrop a little bit.
But I'm thinking do we have eggs?
Yes, we have eggs.
I
We
like
got 4 eggs.
And testicles, too.
But here's the thing. Do we see any other team with eggs?
Well, I'll look at the other teams with perception. If you guys do the crowd.
Scout out and see if they got eggs. If they didn't get eggs is going to be a part of our dish.
Grow
That's
Marsh
going to be
will
something
go
they
look.
don't have.
I'll go look and see if they have eggs.
No, don't. I need you to just hold that barrel over your head.
I like barrels.
Urim of the Lost Shire, will assist my fairy brethren with perception rolls.
Yeah.
That's the guy who tracks for us, isn't he? Literally, we're in the middle of nowhere. That dwarf is looking for things. Amazing.
Matt, do you want a perception to see what the other teams are making?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll roll it twice for advantage.
Okay.
But I'm looking for the
Well, are you doing stealth, or are you just looking over at them?
I am just looking over him, and Holgrim's giving me a hand. So it's.
But as far as when they came in, I wanted to do we recall seeing eggs?
Oh, 17.
No, you only saw them dragging the bodies in.
So eggs is our in. I think maybe actually the manticore manticore frittata might be our way to go.
All right. So with a 17. Okay, so you see over at the feebler elves, they appear to be, or the unseen servants, appear to be whipping up some concoction with flour and cornmeal and, butter. And there is another one, a couple of them, that are hacking slabs of meat off of the hindquarters of the manticore and laying them out and starting to dice them. So you're not quite sure. They're making something with bread, and they've got the cubing, dicing up really small some of the meat. Down at the Hex Pistols, they are, so I'm not sure what they're doing. They're sort of they've got some flour out, they've got some milk, but a couple of them are just kind of the one is kind of just sitting, and the other one is kind of trying to talk to them. They seem to be having some kind of an argument. You're not quite sure. And the third one is just kind of aimlessly putting out ingredients from the shelves and sticking them on the counters. And they seem a little disorganized.
Okay, lads. Mante cordon bleu.
Gromarsh grabs a tire pouch.
It's called the wagon wheel.
Of salt. And just carries it with him. So I have a pouch of salt on me.
Okay. All right.
He's salty.
He's going to snort it.
Right.
He's going to snort it.
Right, lads. You remember when they said they were going to provide assistance to us on the actual baking part, right? You Echoes, your boyfriend was supposed to show up here and have somebody give us a hand, right? Because we told them we didn't know how to bake, and they said they would help us during this part of the competition.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Where the fuck
Oh my
are they,
god!
mate?
When was your last? Do you not recall your boy?
I've been doing a lot of drugs, so you can't expect me to remember everything.
He could have imagined
that's
those
been
people.
said. I could be mentioning you guys right now.
We were there. No, you're not. I'll poke him in the eye. You're not imagining
Punch
us.
Echo, yeah.
Ow. Motherfucker.
Echo, make a perception check.
Okay.
Echo's the banter. Go ahead and make a perception roll. Oh, yeah.
Good one.
Oh, okay.
You pursue.
So you're looking around the crowd, and
What I wouldn't
you
do for a real
see about third from the front of the row, the crowd, a little bit off center from where you're at. You see Fell. He has got his hood over his head, but you can clearly sort of make eye contact from across the way.
Okay.
And
So I glare at him.
and he just kind of nods, gives you like a knowing nod.
And I like look at him and I look at her. I look at her stove and I look at him and I look at her stove and like I tilt my head, shrug my shoulders.
Does someone need some convincing to help us?
Mouth
And he
WTF.
nods. He sort of nods yes again.
All right. I think he gets it.
Who are we talking to? What's going on here?
Echo's friend Fell.
What about his boyfriend?
I don't
That's the same
have a boyfriend.
Yeah. Whatever.
He
You're
said
groupie.
A.
Good time
He
friend.
said A. There's
Right,
many.
lads. So you guys are going to do the investigation check to see what the crowd wants, right?
Yeah, we did.
I already did my insight.
20.
Insight.
So
20.
you see, one thing you notice is that they like things big. They've got like big sausages on a stick.
Oh, yeah.
They've got big burrito type. There's rolled up food, big loaves of bread. They like big stuff. They like.
I got a plan.
Lots of
Do
big
they like
stuff.
halfling sausage?
Manticore
So,
Bleu.
so I'm thinking of breakfast, cordon bleu, fat cat manicore. We just stuff everything in that thing and then tighten it around with the wings and just like, here you go.
Manticore Bleu Deluxe.
Deluxe.
That sounds delicious.
Well, I was really stoned the other day and was like looking for like maybe like some hash. Not that hash because I had already had some, but some other hash. You know, like potatoes and maybe like some spicy sausage.
Wait,
and then maybe
it
a
comes in
fried egg on
potatoes?
top.
It comes in potato?
So
Yeah.
yeah, hash.
That's
You know.
that's a new one.
Oh, the only one who comes in potatoes is Holgrim.
Yes.
What? I, Holder of the Lost Star, I take offense at your thing. I will use a bonus action to go into a rage for the first time ever.
I would never disgrace the holy potato.
Oh my gosh. Look, when he's done, we should go let him go play with the puffin duffels or whatever they call it.
Game Master, when I walk over and talk to the Hex Pistols and like to use sleight of hand and pour half my bag of salt on their ingredients.
All right. Make a. Are you going to do this while you're talking to them?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus
all right.
Christ.
Make a roll with disadvantage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's like,
Can I assist him somehow if I see this going on?
I need to ask
you
you.
could
Do you have your
try.
inspiration?
Yes.
Assistant disaster? Oh,
I still
gosh.
get a 19.
Holy shit!
Well, it is
Holy
rather
shit.
confusing. It is rather confusing listening to you, so it's understandable.
Yeah, I like rice pudding, and I put on the marshmallows, and then my mother said I was a good boy, and that's what I'm saying to them.
She
That's
kinda
one of the most
looks at you
articulate
like
conversations he's had in a while. Just
she
saying.
looks pissed off that you came over there anyway, and then she's like, you start talking, and she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's like,
Never mind, I got pissed, and then I just start walking away.
she's like,
You know,
"What?"
I really have got to convince him to start licking people's faces. That's worked so much better than I gotta go piss.
In truth, I'm actually surprised he didn't vomit in their ingredients.
That-
That's his usual go-to.
that's usually
Give it a minute, mate.
good point. Good point.
Gromars, you are walking back because you kind of go around the feebler elves, whatever. You're walking back from your little jaunt, and you kind of out of the corner of your eye, you see the one elf that's sitting in the wheelchair, kind of looking at you, And he kind of gives you a little wink and a smile. Yeah.
Let's just hope.
And then you notice you see another pair of eyes peering forlornly through a crack in the wooden boards in the bottom of his goblin wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
How far are the feebler elves from us?
Next to us,
Probably
right?
about 40 feet.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
too far for dispel, is it? Oh, you can fly.
All right, so you guys have come up with your concept. And you guys rolled your insight. So you've got your concept. You think this is, they definitely like big, greasy, cheesy food, right? This is sort of like, and so now it comes time to actually, so performance. So who's going to help sort of like style it up, decorate it up?
I suspect
Wait,
one of the bards.
You're a band.
Yes.
You do realize you're a band.
I've got a performance.
Let's go there
I've
first.
got it. I've got it.
All right. I'm just like, you're a band. Somebody should know.
I'll sing it pretty.
And
All
I'll
right.
smash the sticks. It's fine. We've got this.
So who would like to roll their performance to sort of, make this look,
Well, I got a +8. So who's got?
yeah.
Got +0.
Orin's giving you kind of the idea. So it sounds like +8's pretty good.
And if it doesn't work, I will use my inspiration.
All right, so Zulja, so go ahead and roll, and then roll a d4.
Wait, hold on.
What?
I think I have a spell for this. Son of a crapper.
So are they actually doing the flavoring
Nope,
and the spicing
nope, I
yet?
So this is just sort of the artistry part.
Okay.
The cooking it, sort of like putting the. So Chris, go ahead and roll a d4. All right. So Chris, you begin like working on some of the concept. Like Zulja sits down and she's like trying to like make this thing like how can it look nice or whatever. And you begin to hear in your ear in Orcish. You sort of hear, well, you want to make sure that the presentation is appealing both to the eyes and the taste buds. Visually like you're sort of hearing like this, like you're like getting information about what to help you and help guide you in your process. And you're almost sure that you've heard this before. Way back when you were a little child, one of the elders that would cook, you'd sit around sometimes with a fire and they would talk about, how to make the best roast elf or, and they would always talk, right. You're sort of like, almost you feel like you're sure it's like that person's voice is like talking to you, helping you.
I just think I'm a genius.
That's
All right.
Yeah,
There you go.
okay.
All right. Well, that was,
who
all
knew
right.
I could cook this well? I'm amazing at this. This is fantastic.
No wonder the voices in my head are saying these things.
Right. That was-
Don't we all have the voices in our heads?
Sometimes.
Now we just need an intelligence and a dexterity roll.
By the person who's cooking, or by
I'll do
some
that.
random?
I'll do,
Yeah.
when it's my turn. When it's my turn, I'll do the dex.
Just sort of the
but,
representing of like sort of like the physical you need to do.
I can
and
do the intelligence.
Okay.
Can I work or could I work a medicine check into this?
Oh, yes.
It's dead.
Yes.
But medicine's wisdom, just be aware.
Yeah, but
I mean, as a
Medicine
professional
is like-
pharmacist, I
like
know.
measuring ingredients and stuff like that, and
Oh yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, you want to? Okay, is that how you want to contribute? Is
Yeah.
it medicine?
Can I?
All
Can
right.
I?
Objection sustained.
Can I give the help action using prestidigitation to help flavor? If he tells me what flavor he's going for, I can flavor that amount of food.
If only one of your bards had bardic inspiration.
Here's the
that
thing.
they could use.
I think they may recognize the cantrip being cast.
They're using unseen servants there.
So I'll use my magic item. Well, go ahead. You cast it. It's fine. I'm just saying that, go ahead. Go for
15.
it. It's fine.
No, if you have a magic item.
Nope. I don't want to use charges.
All right.
Yeah, I'll use my 2 cantrips in conjunction, which are basically the mother cantrips. So prestidigitation can heat stuff up, flavor stuff, and druidcraft. So I can, make sprouts and get fresh flowers and things like that to help him. with
He's
his,
got both of those?
Yes,
And
I have
I'm
both
gonna-
of those.
You need the cleric one. Not really. You don't. You don't need the cleric one. That's stage
All right.
presence, and I didn't bother with that
I'm
one.
going to kind of work my way close enough to the feebler elves where I can cast minor illusion to make their stove look like just like their stove, and then I'm gonna have Mage Hand behind the illusion turn up the heat.
All right.
Do you have illusionary shell? No, that's illusionary disguise. Never mind. You're good. You're great. Go do that voodoo that you do so well.
So Nathan, your echo gets a 15 on his medicine, so you start measuring out and everything. You roll a d4.
Does my prestidigitation and all that, does that give him help, the help action?
Yeah,
Or a
yeah. You know what? Roll for advantage. You can roll again, Nathan. So you got a 2.
All right.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
17,
Better,
19.
17.
All right.
Yeah, 19.
All right, so you two also, you begin working on this, and so like you're starting to make it and cook, and you also feel like there's a presence, and sort of like you hear sort of calm whispering words of, oh, you don't want to let that burn. Make sure you touch the, don't turn the oven too high. You don't want to burn food like your brother. He's always burning food. Don't.
I'm sorry. I promise I will just don't hurt me anymore. Sorry. I'm sorry.
As this is going on, and it said, I'm talking to him in Sylvan, and it was like, right, lad, you remember when we used in the Feywild, we used to make a whole bunch of food, and the stupid humans would come and make them eat it. They do all these fucked up things. It's the best. That's why I love cooking.
And then we steal their babies?
Oh, you too?
You three?
No.
How many competitors do we have?
Just 2, the feebler elves and the hex pistols.
Oh, so to the feebler elves, I cast Vicious Mockery.
All right, so for anyone who casts a spell towards the feebler elves, you find your spell energy dissipates against a wall of anti-magic.
So that will take care. So the stove illusion will not work then.
Right. So you try to it does. They have an anti-magic shell around there.
Do they have an anti-rock shell?
Yeah, there's one thing they can't block: the power of metal.
Right. Right.
So I think we could just sing real loud and then walk in the lawn in front of them. They'll go crazy.
After I measure ingredients while everybody else is like working on cooking it, I'm just going to play the bagpipes.
That's always so soothing.
Who is our dex roller?
I believe I was gonna roll dex.
Go ahead and roll dex.
All right, I think I have the
And
highest.
a d4.
Just a straight dex roll.
Yeah.
Sometimes it reminds me of my older brother, Thrandy.
18
All right, and a d4.
and a 2.
All right. You sort of hear as you're helping him, you're sort of pouring. You do the helping him. You're helping Echo cook, and you also hear voices in your head, sort of in your own Fey native tongue, sort of. No, but it has a strange accent. It's like, no, you guys just hold up the bud and you stuff the stuff in there, and yes, this is where we add the mutton. So you're hearing, and you swear that you've heard this voice too. You're just not sure where from, but you
It's
get
not the
advice
mind.
as
It's not the
well.
mind talk that Fell uses, is it?
Well, you're hearing voices. You're hearing someone is guiding you.
Okay.
Someone that you've either heard of or not heard of. Each of you are getting assistance. This is basically so for all pull back there. So this is how his guidance spell works.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, his Patreon is the
Patreon?
his Patreon. His patron is a creature of all knowledge. So like when he does guidance, you get like whispers from either live or dead people aiding you. So there you go. All right.
Does this guy have lots of eyeballs and tentacles?
I don't know. All right. So you guys get done, and you guys have all rolled a series of pretty good rolls, 18, 19. So Malcolm, you want to
20.
describe the final product as it comes out? It looks pretty good. Looks like you guys did a pretty good job. So explain what this looks like as it comes out of the oven.
Why does it have to be me? Okay.
Because food's a character.
Cat dug it. Let's see. Because of course they require decent plating, I'm assuming it's going to be a sort of a large overly large silver platter with an almost sort of conical shaped dish to start off with. It is basically the wings of the manticore, which have literally been stretched over the encasing with a sort of like lattice of balsamic sort of glaze on the outside that's been made in designs, and with the actual sort of, I don't know, sausage and various dishes sort of sticking out almost like a exploding volcano of flavor, but tastefully done, of course, with various sort of rings of sausage, and then they're frittata like eggs, and then they're doing so, and it's just absolutely this amazing thing to see. It is a tower? No, it is a mountain. Not a mountain of doom, a mountain of just drooling gravy. It's amazing. That's
Can I also explain what the band does?
Are we setting on fire?
So as
No
each
fire!
As each member is done with their task, they go out, and I think the first one. Who's the first one done? Was it Zolja?
Sure.
So
yes.
Zolja gets out, goes, sits down at the drums, starts a drum solo. The next person walks on to what the imaginary stage, joins into that solo, and every band member comes in and starts going at like as they're done and starts playing and starts playing as loud as we can.
Sounds like the start of a White Stripes song. It's just a
I just realized what I want now.
Oh, it's Seven Flavor Army. That's the name of the song.
Seven Flavor Army.
That's the name of the dish.
Yes.
And the episode. Seven Flavor Army couldn't hold me down.
Oh God.
I'm
All right.
manticore. It's made a cone of.
Oh boy.
Oh.
All right. All right. You guys play, and the crowd starts they're watching everybody, and little by little the crowd starts all sort of turning towards you guys, and you see them sort of some of them tapping their feet and they're waving sort of little wooden fingers, and a couple of them stopped eating their cheese sausage curd sandwiches. And
It's not a
sort of
smoke machine. The feebler elves have burnt their shit.
Yeah, and the feebler elf guys, they're just kind of looking over, and you kind of hear the one guy is kind of what the hell is that noise over there? You call that music?
We just play louder.
They kind of.
By the way, so you weren't here for this. Our lead singer has dancing lights. So your dancing light spell, we decided it turns out to be rotating spotlights. That's your dancing lights.
That sounds good. Make it happen.
All right, so yeah, it's kind
I
of.
like it.
They eventually, after all of you guys start playing, the feebler elves, they sort of retreat into their tent, kind of leaving the unseen servants left to sort of kind of finish on their own.
Is the magic anti-shell still there?
Yes.
Damn it! Sacred Flame.
Is around the Hex Pistols as well?
No, it's not. No,
Well, then-
they hear you guys and kind of look over there. They still seem to be a bit disoriented. They haven't quite recovered with only the two of them. You're not sure what, but they're covered in flour and this.
Right,
They
lads,
look kind of a disaster.
I partied with one of them last night.
Yeah, there's a little bit of smoke coming out of the oven.
I gave her Gromarsh a shit.
I think that's feeble mind stuff. What are you doing? That's
She might be dead.
yeah. Didn't that band have 4 members? I'm just saying.
All right.
Oh gosh.
So after the hour, the sort of these horns play and everything.
Wrong key, mates. Wrong key. E flat major.
They play a little
fuck.
louder. And eventually,
Amateurs.
you see marching down from the podium. You see a small little group of people that includes King Fjord, his daughter Lita Fjord, the A, B, C Snyder. D Snyder kind of hangs out with your camp area, kind of watchful, and the High Priest Judas. And they kind of come around, and you see them stop first at the hex pistols, and you kind of hear the scrying sort of wizards are falling around, and they're sort of like, oh, what do we have here? And it kind of pulls up, and it's sort of like a burnt pile on a plate with like a bit of tail sticking out of it. And
Is it a spike tail or something else?
No, it's the tail of the manticore. So there's some spikes on it, a couple spikes still on it, and it's just sort of sticking out of this burnt mass, kind of on a plate. And they try to cut it, and like the, accidentally one of the spikes fires off, into the crowd. They don't even eat it. They just kind of look at it and like shake their heads and kind of keep walking past. And you see like the one hex pistol girl like takes like a big pan and just starts smashing the food that they cooked on the table. And
right, they got a bit of spirit. I like that.
It's all fun and games, so they poison themselves. The feebler elves,
and they've sort of re-emerged. And you see the plates come flying out of the oven, and they appear to have these golden sort of muffins that sort of sparkle.
Are they small? Are they
no,
tiny muffins?
they are
muffins?
they're like grapefruit-sized muffins, and they have little bits of glazed fruit on them and everything, and so the judges, sort of cut into them. And
I loudly say, "Whoa, they took that a bit literal, didn't they?"
They're feeble elves.
Feeblest elves, am I right?
And you see the judges kind of smiling, and they're like, "Ooh," and the king, like he takes the entire muffin and just keeps it with him as he leaves, starts nibbling on it as he's walking over. And they get to you guys, and you see sort of up close, sort of the king is sort of a girthy man with sort of like
Your Majesty,
long blonde hair, and sort of big. He's got some muffin crumbs on his velvet, top. His daughter is stunning. She's sort of like long wavy blonde hair.
I look at her, Your Highness.
Gromar, stay away from A minor.
Oh my gosh!
Can one of you give inspiration to our dish? I'm just curious.
Gromarsh can't even spell A minor.
You definitely see the look on sort of the king's face is sort of he definitely has kind of a quizzical look as he sees you guys, sort of like, when the daughter, she seems very fascinated. There's definitely, his face has a smile, but his eyes have a sneer as the High Priest Judas sort of scans over top of you guys, and he says, "Well, let us see your presentation."
I will stand behind Orin in imposing fashion.
Then I will give my reflection of the High Priest. I will give a face filled with sneer and eyes full of a little bit of kinky joy. But we'll go on. Wait, does no one here have performance?
I have performance.
Tons of people have performance.
All right, if people get up here and say stuff, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to go, Nyah.
Who wants to present the dish?
What kind of priest is he anyway?
Gromarsh will present.
He's a gooder priest.
Tyr, maybe the dwarf should
Holgrim, Holgrim of the Lost Shire will present for our group.
No.
Right, let me go. I'll rage at you.
That's nice.
As a bonus action.
So, judges, may I please present to you the Matin Cordon Bleu Deluxe Edition.
As she says that, the whole dish is covered in violet and red flames, outlining the wings and the backdrop and the presentation.
Nice.
So that's fair. That's my use of fairy fire. I outline it in different colored fires, and
the king sir is like, ooh, his sort of eyes light up. He seems very excited by
Gromarsh's dancing lights focus its spotlights on it.
What?
Oh, I'll use Druidcraft to make a slight breeze to blow the smell over to them.
The king seems very excited. He's like, "Oh, let me have a taste, please, please, please. I would love to eat some of that." You know,
I will serve it to him with the mage's hand.
I'll make sure he's looking at the actual dish.
He
right.
he goes in and starts eating, and the princess sort of like she picks around at some of the bread. She doesn't seem to eat any of the meat.
Well, it will make her fat.
And the priest he takes a bit, and he takes a very little bit of each, and he chews each piece a very, very long time.
The priest or the king?
The priest. And you can kind of, his teeth are very, very white and sparkly, and he makes sort of a weird...
Are they pointed?
No, they're not pointed. They're
That's
very
a surprise.
flat and shiny. And he makes a little, this little noise as he's sort of like chewing way too long. And he says, "Thank you very much. That was quite interesting. Shall we, my lord?" And the king sort of looks back over at Zulj. He's like, "Could I get a little more to go?"
Yes, we'll give him a to-go plate.
Right? And he'll take that and put the muffin on it, and he'll sort of like be...
Oh, look at the princess. Your Highness, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry we did not realize you were a herbivore.
Oh yes, I can't stand the thought of eating these poor creatures.
Yeah, all we have are
it's
these little cakes, but you probably
Well,
don't
maybe-
want those.
Maybe we should think about changing that. How about eating poor creatures as part of the contest? Maybe we should think about something more challenging, like, a living sort of plant thing.
Murdering a
Plants?
salad.
They're kind of dangerous too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
Grommash, do you have any of your cakes left?
I definitely could. Yeah, sure. I could
Those
spare
those
one, I
brownies? I
suppose.
mean,
Not the brownies.
have a taster first to it.
Here, Tom, you want a treat?
it's not part of the competition.
She says, "Thank you. I'm watching my figure," and she kind of rushes off to catch up with her father.
As she turns, Gromarsh immediately takes a bite.
Well, she does have her father's ankles, so you know how that's going to go. All right.
So they head back up, and they're up there for a few minutes, and then the high priest kind of stands up to the scrying ball.
that priest is an asshole.
I
think they all are.
I don't know. I mean, the king's nice.
all right.
The king's all right. His daughter's a bit thin. I mean, she should eat something. I mean, literally, that's how people die. I mean, like, okay, anyway.
So Judas gets up, and he sort of, all the scrying sort of guys turn to him, and he says, "Our first entry we'd like to talk about was that from the Hex Pistols. Hex Pistols." He says, "Utterly unrecognizable, utterly unedible, and a complete embarrassment to this competition." And you hear the people, there's a few boos, there's a few cheers from the crowd. You hear something break over at the Hex Pistols camp.
I look over at the Hex Pistols camp and say, "I'd have eaten it."
They're talking about the dish.
Right.
Just
That too. I don't care.
He says, "Our next entry was a wonderful manticore muffin created by the feebler elves. Was very delicious.
unseen servants, which I will shout, unseen servants.
The sort of loving care that only a
Imaginary
hands-on,
slave labor.
that's right, a hands-on approach can give." He says,
The hands-on feel of unseen servants.
and our next
There were no hands.
was
None.
a
There were no hands whatsoever.
manticore cordon bleu, which I have to say was presented quite lovely. He says, "And now we will announce the winner of today's competition, and it goes to
Drum roll.
our number 3 is the Hex Pistols." So he gets in charge of the booze.
Hate them. Harump.
There's a lot of sausages and mugs being beaten together, right?
Who eats sausages together?
Whatever you want to call it now.
Well, actually,
There goes a banter.
It's called a sword fight.
He says, "And now we will announce our number 2. Beautiful presentation, excellent appearance, taste was amazing, but unfortunately we have to dig them just a little on the execution, as this was a muffin competition. And so our second winner today, our second runner-up today is the Mithril Maidens. And you hear like, oh, really? Yeah. It's like, and it means our winners for today is the Feebler Elves. And there's like cries.
If that Jewish priest is saying that we're second place, he's got another thing coming.
Actually, that's exactly what he just said. But yeah, he'll get it later on. Yeah, we'll do that. Yes.
Pilgrim, I'm very angry at losing.
What does Holgrim say?
He's a rage.
I take a bonus action to rage.
Yes, rage against the
initiative.
baking. Rage against the baking. That's
He takes half damage from his hurt feelings.
I'll ask one of the Pufflehops to give him some sort of potato roll or something to keep him quiet. He'll be fine. All right. Once we're able to pry our angry, beardless dwarf off the magic shield of the feeble elves, we'll reconvene.
So you guys hear that, and the crowds start to like disperse, and sort of the sort of wizards with the scrying balls kind of fly around. You see the hex pistols sort of like kick a few things over, and they start heading back to their tents. The feebler elves sort of turn and sort of glide, or on his little cart rides by. The one in the little wheelchair kind of looks over to you guys, holds up a middle finger as he goes into his tent and kind of disappears.
Wait, are they still in the anti-magic bubble at that point?
At this point. And they kind of disappear into their tent, and you guys are left. Puffless comes running out. He goes, "Oh, this is so amazing! Second place. This is better than you could ever imagine. Come, we have."
Hey, are those is the crowd still in the stands?
Not better.
Yeah, they're out in the meadow. There's
Right, and are some of the like the megaphone wizards still there?
Yeah, they're flying around. Yeah,
Right. We made a huge ass fucking meal, right?
yeah.
Right. Wizard, bring that microphone down here.
One of them tentatively and nervously, because was it one who shook the one? Was it Holgrim?
That was
right?
Holgrim. That was Holgrim.
So it stays a little higher, but it kind of comes over. It's a little nervous.
Well, that's at normal human height for everybody else.
I'll fly somewhat up. Look, the people in the stands are here. They haven't gotten to taste anything. They haven't gotten to speak. We made a meal. You guys look hungry. If you want it, it's yours. What do you say?
For the people!
It's gooder!
You scream, "It's gooder." If people start turning over, and you sort of see they're like looking at their sausages and beer, and they're looking at your giant tower of manticore meat, and
Biggins, carry it over to them.
Don't just watch the contest. Be in the contest. You too can taste. It's gooder for everybody.
So they start coming over, and people start like taking little handfuls. They like grab a knife. One guy starts like slicing some off of the manticore.
Yeah,
They're like, this is good.
We'll start throwing stuff up into the crowd.
Wait.
The
You don't want
cannon.
to throw. Are you showing t-shirts? Or you're throwing cannons, but we're not throwing fire, right?
No, we're throwing food. We're throwing food.
Possibly Holgrim.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, well, yeah. We can toss it.
We get
carried away.
Throws Holgrim up there.
We slather Holgrim in the sauce.
Yeah.
Holgrim grabs a bunch of sausages, uses his magical ring, jumps up and throws them out to everybody.
It's raining manticore intestines.
Yeah, so the whole thing is basically to get the crowd to enjoy and have our meal and know that we are going to not only let them see the contest, but be a part of it.
Well, they definitely
That's what I'm telling
partake.
Dan.
That is an odd. They are not used to that, and they are quite happy to get like the free food and share. And they're like, "Ooh, I've never had manticore." And
I'll talk to the Sky Group and go like, "Yeah, this is one thing we just want to make certain that everyone comes here and really enjoys this entire con. That's what the Mithril Maidens are about. You are a part of the show that they put on. You are there to see them and to be with them. Sometimes even whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's great.
Be with them.
Be with them. lay with them.
No, just maybe whatever. Waivers. Okay. I need waiver scrolls from everybody.
I have one little side thing that we can take up offline, but I'm going to keep an eye out for the little goblin, the little wheelchair goblin.
We'll cover that next. Next session. All right. Well, thank you for listening, and to each of all of you, good playing. I'm glad we did this session this week.
Thank you for listening to the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers podcast presentation of the next chapter of Sex, Drugs, and Saving Throws story, Baking the Law. I'm Matt, your host, and also your tour manager for this adventure. The Mithril Maidens are Nathan, playing Echoes of Banter, an Eladrin elf monk who's also the band's bagpipist. Tyr, playing Rain Northshine, a fairy fighter rogue bass lutist. Sean, as Holgrim of the Lost Shire, a halfling barbarian and lead lutist. Chris, as Zulja Azea, a half-orc bard and drummer of the band. Kupo, as Gromarsh, a half-orc bard and lead singer. And to keep them all in line, Malcolm, as Orin Killroy, a half-elf cleric and manager. Original art for Sex, Drugs, and Saving Throws was done by Simone Temeta, also known as Old Raging Barbarian. Music and sound effects for Sex, Drugs, and Saving Throws were provided by Dark Fantasy Studios, SoundQ, and original sound effects by our very own Nathan. If you like what you've heard, please go ahead and follow, link, subscribe, and write a review anywhere that you find or listen to our podcast. Or you can also leave a comment if you like to watch our episodes on our YouTube channel, or just hit us up on Twitter. We're happy to talk with folks. Thank you again for listening. So grab your +1 longsword and your bottle of Viagra, because you're never too old to roll.
We got to free that guy. Yeah, we have got to free that guy.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
That
so
is our
if he
thing.
comes out for like a smoke break or pee break or whatever.
Our goal was literally to find some way of literally teleporting
him.
him out. And if we need to, we'll put Holgrim in there.
We're gonna put him to work
in
first.
disguise if necessary.
We're gonna put him to work first. So I just,
Stretch him out with Holgrim.
we should do that. Would
I
they
am hatching
notice?
a plan. If we can get him in that little box, we'll smuggle out the goblin and let Holgrim pretend
They're
to be
probably
the
about
goblin
the
for
same
a while.
size.
Yeah, he'll just rage in there and destroy it.
So Puffless does tell you, so for like next session we record, so Puffless does tell you that you have tonight off, that there's wine and food's been brought to your tent, and to relax and prepare for tomorrow, because that's when you'll have your next event announced, right? So when we get back next week, we can cover the rest of the evening if you've got some nefarious plans or whatever else might happen.
I want to talk to the Hex Pistols. I'm thinking they've been feeble-minded by the feebler elves.
No, they were feeble-minded by me.
By Rain.
Yeah. I literally I fed one of them Gromarsh's stash.
Yeah.
That was
We
me.
weren't eating.
Oh, okay.
might
Well,
be
never mind. Never mind. I will not speak to them at all.
Speak to them, but imply that it was the feebler elves that did it.
Yes, I will. Since I don't know that he did that, I will definitely say.
No,
the
I did
feebler
I told the
elves-
group afterwards. I told the group.
I'm
that,
not sure I heard that.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure I heard that. I'm not sure I heard that.
Yeah, as the
You were
manager, there's a lot you
were
don't
speaking
see or
in-
hear.
You were
Right?
speaking in Slink, whatever that Evelyn,
Sylvan,
whatever that
yeah.
talk is. Woodwords. I don't speak that, so I
words.
I will go there and say, feebler elves and fey enfeeblement, you should be. I mean,
right.
I don't want to say, but it seems like that's what was happening to you. Because you guys are the champions. You guys are the guys who win this, or come pretty close to winning this all the time, if not won it already. And suddenly you can't put flour and salt. That's salty. Do you see what's happening here? It's awful. So you need to work on that. And, if you want to just help us out a bit to help get them back, we'll be happy.